welcome to another Luthier's Lair, and today's episode's going to have a little tippy tricky feel about it. Ticky trip? No, trippy? No, tip tricky. Tricks and tips, there you go, that's what it is. Right, so this concerns actually something I was doing about a year ago. A build I was doing a year ago, and it was my first couple of LED necks that I was making, you know, nice LEDs in it. Well, one of the necks I screwed up the circuit in, didn't put any resistors on it, and then I applied too much voltage to the LEDs and they all went pop. Right. I'd tested the circuit before, putting the LEDs in. It withstood that voltage for some reason. I thought, oh, they're a bit bright. Not even occurring to me. I mean, I'm an electronics engineer by qualification. This is really humiliating, you know. So when I glued the neck together and, you know, retested it, second test after assembly, pop. Right. So now the neck's glued, the LEDs are inside the neck. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to do this. This will be a first for me. I've never needed to do this before. Is I'm going to remove the fretboard from the neck. How are you going to do that? You say, well, I'm not going to even cut. I'm just going to unglue it. Curious? Stay tuned. So, you may ask, what do I need for this fiendishly difficult exercise? Well, this will be a first time, so you're going to go along for the ride with me. So the first thing you need is a cup of coffee. Yes, very important. So, as they say. Then you'll need a screwed up guitar neck, an iron, a normal domestic household iron, some putty knives or scrapers, spatulas basically, big and small, a clamp, and a chisel perhaps, just for getting the nut out there, just to pop, you know, pop. And that's what we need to do. What we're going to do? Well, we're going to iron the frets in the hope that the glue will soften, and soften enough so that I can get the spatula underneath the fretboard here, from this side probably, yeah. Underneath the fretboard, and just gently work it loose. I'm not too concerned about the LEDs in here, obviously, because I know they don't work. What I do plan to do with this neck though is, once I take it up, I'm going to put normal dot inlays in the neck, and I'm going to put LEDs at the bottom of the fretboard as markers, smaller LEDs as markers. And these particular ones, I think I might go with green. So I found a better supplier of LEDs as well, because the older suppliers, I'd been having a high failure rate with them, and I found another supplier that was, you know, they worked perfectly. So let's go ahead and do this. Alright, I am seated up. So the first thing is what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this and leave the iron on the fretboard, which obviously has a radius here. Nothing I can do about that. I always put a between 12 and 16 inch radius on my necks. Leave it there. I'm going to try like 5 minutes, and then if that's not long enough, I'll go for the 10. Now, while that's lying there, what I'm going to do is I'll go to my box of blocks and shims. off-cut chili as they drop all over the floor. And as soon as I get a piece of neck up, I'm going to put a shim under it, work along a bit more, put the shim there, work a little bit more, shim, more, so that I'm not having to, you know, hold one end up all the time as I work with the spatula. So, back in 5, eh? Okay, applied some heat for about 5 minutes, and just to let you see, ooh, making a little headway there. You can be very careful with this, of course. Very careful, just tap it in, work it in like that. You can actually feel the glue is softening. So it's just a case of me applying more heat, like so, and just waiting for that to heat up, and then tapping the scraper in. Now once I get it into a certain level, I just work the edges like that, okay, and I'll keep it in there, and you just work the edges. This iron though has a pain in the ass. If you leave it for too long without movement in a flat position, it turns off. So it's the only one I've got. You really don't need to iron clothes in South Florida. The humidity does that for you. If you hang your clothes up very, very slightly damp, you put them in the dryer and hang them up very slightly damp, they dry and they iron themselves with their own weight. So I really don't need an iron much. That's why I'm using this one. I'm probably going to have to, I'll clean out the fretboard, and I'm going to have to redress and recrown the frets probably, or just take the frets out and put new ones in. You know, I have plenty of fret wire, and fret wire isn't that expensive, luckily, you know. So you can see, just keep the heat on a little while, take it off, and work this a little bit from side to side. Hope, ow, hot, right? I hope that the does not crack. There you go, look at that. That's actually working really quite well now. It's working well enough that what I can do is put one of my shims in now, if I have one available. Little shim. Lift up a little bit, like so. Now I've got, I can do that. There we go. That's working clear. It's going to take a little while though. Don't rush it. Do not rush this. You'll end up snapping the fingerboard, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. My first attempt at this. No, actually that's working on me quite well. This is actually standing up on its own. It's curving slightly, which will be remedied once I keep that moving. Which will be remedied once I glue it back down. I'll glue it back down flat to make sure all the surfaces are true. When I glue it back down, it'll be flat. Can't wait till I come to the end here. The way I did the neck is I sculpted it flowing inwards, so I've got to be very careful when I come to the nut end here. So, back in a few, okay? Okay, almost halfway now. Keep this iron active, and what I'm seeing is some of the finish leaching out of the wood. That's okay, I can refinish that. That's not a problem, which is good. Okay, look at that. It's coming right up. The glue I use is Titebond for wood, which is one of the best glues out there. Most luthiers seem to use it. And again, let's just gently work this in. Okay. Tap with the soft face mallet. Excuse me. Out the side. Move the camera a bit there, sorry. Back in here. And the glue's getting nice and soft. Whew. Not too much pressure. If I'm putting too much force into this, it means I've not heated it up enough. Now that's starting to get stiff again. Actually, it's not that bad, this side. So, take it out. Move this up a little bit. And back with the heat. This is activated. That's why I have this towel here so I can iron as I'm going along. And back on with the heat. And as I approach the nut, as I approach the end, we'll be right back. Okay. Okay, we're nearly at the moment of truth here. As you can see, I've got the spatula or scraper right into the very end there. I don't know if you can see it. You'll probably be able to see this part here. Yeah. Okay. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. Right. Okay, I think we're ready. Let's take the iron off and let's work this free, shall we? Oh yeah! Born free, as free as the wind blows. Oocha, oocha, oocha. It's the first time I've done that, and it actually, I did it first time without any screw ups. As you can see what I was talking about. Ow! Shit, that's hot. I burned my thumb. That's fine. Anyway, so oh god, that's great. I'll keep that in, I think. I carved this and smoothed that out to the contour of the neck. So that's it. There it is. And there's the soldering job I did on that. As you can see, right there. The LEDs need to be popped out. I'm going to put some nice dot inlays in there, and then at the bottom here I'm going to put LEDs, kind of like what Rob Green does with Status. You know, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, that was an adventure. Now I'm pretty confident I can do it again. This needs finished. Actually, at the end of the neck I see some pieces of rosewood that's kind of flaked off, so I'm going to have to be very careful with that. I might have to use some filler on the board. As you can see, you can hear the frets moving, so I've got to be very careful. It's going to be okay though once it's clamped down again. I'll refinish this and we'll be good. Okay, on to the next. that's it for this week. Okay? Sorry. Next week I will be doing... oh, wait, no. I'll be trying to finish this off and putting this back together. Okay? And who knows, I might ruin another 80s song next week. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was informative for you, and stay tuned. Hey, good stuff coming up. Plus, later on in the year, zany bass time. I'll just say that, but that's coming up in a little while. But anyway, take care. See you next week. Bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.